To William O'Sullivan, you were asking about batteries and how long they last. You can see the number on here is 3300 milliamp, and it's a 3S Lipo. They're all Lipos here. This one here is 5500 milliamp, which is essentially 5.5 amps. So everything that runs on 3S is generally runs about an hour to 2 hours, depends on how it's used. You know, if the trucks are climbing up the dirt ramp, they're pulling pretty hard, they're going to pull more amps. So if I did haul for an hour, I'd probably have to change batteries before then. Got a high-tech multi-charger here, so this side is usually 3S and this side is 4S. This last set of Venom batteries I got, all my 4S batteries are 5000s or 5 amp batteries. And usually somewhere between 20 and 40 C on the Lipo. With these construction models, you really don't need a high C rating because they're not drawing that much energy. The C rating is more for high-speed cars and helicopters and speedboats that go quite fast. But for my stuff, 20 C is lots. But it's hard to buy 20 C nowadays. Most everything demands a higher C rating, a higher discharge rating, so that's what they put out. These 4S batteries, this Venom here, I don't know, it might be 2 years old, so I guess it's getting on some age. And these Gens Ace batteries, they popped out almost right away. This is made a mistake here. These are enriched power batteries. These Gens Ace over here, they've been really good battery packs. This is 5500 milliamps, and this will be a 5000, and they're probably 3 years old and still got great shape and still take a full charge, whereas these batteries over here generally only put about 3 to 3500 amps or milliamps back into them again. So these ones here, these older Lipos usually get, I don't know, 20 minutes, maybe half hour out of them, just because their cycles are messed up. They're just about at the end of their life. But these two Gens Ace that are really good batteries and usually put about 5 to 5500 milliamps back in them. Depending on how the JD850s are working, they're somewhere between 40 and 55 minutes. So recap, 4S, big John Deere track hose that I was using there, and the other one with the lid off here. That one there is my old one I got in 2010, and this other one here I got in 2016. This one's always been up here, and I think I had the pressure set to about 30 bar maybe, whereas this one's running closer to 50 bar. So that one's done all my digging. Dug the tunnel, dug the last part of the basement, dug all the basement floor. It's worked hard. I put a new boom on it, I think 2 years ago, and redid the O-rings in the cylinders, and had to change the center slip ring that puts power to the tracks. That had wore out. Had to change the valve block. It was starting to leak too much. I suppose a high pressure, and of course being made from aluminum might have caused it to wear a little bit and leak. So the old 2010 it's had quite a bit of work. Well, not quite a bit. It's probably still 70–80% original, but just some high wearing parts. I had to put a new brushless motor on the pump last summer there, maybe fall. So the big motor that I had on hand was a 700 kilovolt, so I had to turn my endpoint adjustment way down so it didn't spin so fast. This one here, I think I could run it on 3S now and get the same speed and from it, just because of that higher kilovolt. So I might look at getting some 8,000 milliamp batteries to run in this Traco, and then probably get closer to the hour, or maybe longer than an hour, with a much bigger battery on 3S. So it varies a lot. When the 4206 here is running eight motors, you know, it's running mostly on flat land, most of it fairly hard ground. So motors are working, but not real hard when it's pulling the double bottom dumps. But usually get about an hour, I think. I never actually time it. But I got a 3S and that dozer, and I don't know, I think it's probably a couple hours. It's just running 2 track motors, and then for jelly, or the electric actuators that come from Victoria, BC, Canada, is what operates the blade up and down. so it doesn't take much power. That thing probably runs 2.5 hours on a 5-amp battery. It's not very often I change it, because I never run it that long. Anyway, thanks for your question. See ya.